This edition of Morning at NTV does continue, and onto the heart of the discussions of the day, where we get to look at our business update. I am Priscilla Regina Naroga. In our business update, we get to look at building Uganda's future with the strength of a warrior, and that is through Yaobai Cement Karamoja. Uganda building at a pace never seen before, from roads and bridges to schools as well as hospitals to factories to homes. Cement has become one of those foundations of the country's development story. Now, beyond the bags of cement on construction sites lies an even bigger question, which is how do investments in manufacturing create jobs, strengthen local industries, as well as reduce imports and support Uganda's journey towards industrialization, as alluded to in the State of the Nation address. So this morning we focus on one of the country's major industry investments, and that is Yaobai Cement, which is in Karamoja. This is a company that has invested more than $300 million in linker and cement production, positioning itself as a key player in Uganda's construction sector. And from a corridor that had a song, we can't wait for Karamoja to develop. Now, Karamoja has flipped the game, and they are developing faster than the other regions. Under the theme, the strength of a warrior, this company says it is not only producing cement, but building a stronger and more self-reliant Uganda. I'm not the ambassador of the company. I'm being joined by the marketing and performance manager, who is Marvin Daura, to let us more into this world of strength of a warrior from Karamoja. And so, Warrior Marvin, you're most welcome.
Thank you very much, Priscilla, for having me here.
Okay, so tell us about the story of Yaobai Cement Karamoja.
Yaobai Cement Karamoja is, first of all, a company that has recently joined the cement industry. We actually launched our cement on the 15th of last month, but we've been cooking, and we've been cooking for the last 3 years. We have a clinker line, I think that was commissioned by the president himself on the 24th of April, and that is where our story begins, in Moroto, in Karamoja. That is where we make the clinker. And then once we get this clinker, we now transport it to Wikwe in Injeru. And that is where now we have our grinding station where we mix this clinker with all these different other raw materials like pozzolana, like gypsum, to make the cement products that the Ugandans are already enjoying.
Okay, so on that note, beyond the cement being made right now, what role is your company actually playing in strengthening the construction and industrial sector?
Thank you for that question. First of all, we all know that we've been importing this raw material called clinker. I think we've been spending over $380 million annually importing this raw material. But I'm glad to say that we have a clinker line that's making over 6,000 tons daily. That's about 2.1 million tons. And this is clinker that is needed in the manufacturing of cement, because it's probably over 70 to 80% in that cement bag. So unlike what we've been doing in the past in importing this clinker, now we are making it right here in Uganda. And you mentioned the State of the Nation address, where the president emphasizes industrialization and also making sure that there's emphasis on local content. And what this has done is that this foreign exchange is not leaving the country. It's remaining here, home. And that is something that we hold dear as Yaobai Cement Karamoja. We make the clinker from here. And that also makes us a company that can give assurance to our customers around the quality. Because if you make the raw material from here, then that means that you can manage the quality of the product that you're making. And so Yaobai Cement is, a cement that our customers should know is bringing an assurance in quality, is bringing an assurance in strength, in reliability. And so if you're a mason out there, if you are a home builder, if you're a contractor out there, and you want a cement that you can rely on quality, Yaobai Cement is your choice. Okay,
the clinker element being your niche as Yaobai Cement. What informed the decision for you to actually make this investment?
Yeah, so first of all, Yaobai Cement Karamoja belongs or is a subsidiary of the Yaobai Holdings International Limited, which is a company that exists in over 9 countries in Africa already: Mozambique, Angola, the DR Congo, Rwanda, and now Uganda. And the fabric of the Yaobai International Holdings Limited is one that, first of all, identifies potential. So if it's a country that has unlimited resources of raw material, and it has a very, very good growth potential, then it is one that Yaobai International Holdings is going to invest in. So it was a very attractive investment venture, and once it was available, it was taken up, and yeah, so this is where we are.
Okay, so someone else will be interested and intrigued that, again, from the analogy of we can't wait for Karamoja to develop, but you decided to go to Karamoja in order to develop as a company and as a sector influencer. Why Karamoja? That's
a very good question. Thank you, Priscilla. Obviously, the limestone reserves there are very, very good quality. There were quite a number of quality tests that were made, and they are also quite ample and enough for the investment. But then also, there's something about Karamoja. There's just really something about it. Yaobai International Holdings Limited has, in the past, in all the countries that they've invested in, looked for communities that are underdeveloped, that have massive resources of raw material, so that they can build that beautiful story. And so Karamoja was one of those communities, and since they have the raw material that is needed for cement, this is when now we went in and invested that much, the amount you've mentioned, that 300 million US dollars. We have not just gone in to extract this raw material and leave. We're actually also leaving an impact in that community. We are downscaling some of the mineral licenses so that the communities can begin to earn out of that. We also understand that in Karamoja they have a water and sanitization issue. You know, they move long distances to get water, and so we've already invested over 20 boreholes in that community. We're working together with them in improving their health facilities. The very first time they saw an ambulance was when we brought it into the community. We are educating the locals there in the universities. Over 10 students are sponsored by the company every year. So we have now 30, and we will be sponsoring other 10 this year. So we are partnering with them. It's not just really about coming in, getting the raw materials, making the product and leaving. Yeah. We are also trying to make sure that we integrate and leave a lasting impact in Karamoja.
Okay, so you do have the Karamoja, but you also do have the Moroto clinker plant, and then you also do have the Njeru cement plant. Altogether, how are these contributing to serving the Ugandan market? And not only the market in terms of the products you do offer to the market, but also the other elements in terms of service delivery, in terms of empowering the young people with jobs and changing their lives.
Yeah, so that's also really a very good question. First of all, with all the investment that has been put into manufacturing of clinker and cement, we've come in to bridge the gap because there's clearly a gap between the demand and supply, not just of clinker, but also of cement. And yet, Uganda is growing at a very fast pace. We are looking at about 6 to 7% annual growth. There are quite a number of projects in infrastructure that are coming up. Even, the projects in real estate. All of these need cement. And so we are coming in, first of all, to offer a solution in clinker for all the companies that need to manufacture the cement, but then also to bring over 3 million tons of cement produced annually to cover that gap. Obviously, that means that there's an opportunity for massive employment. We already have over 1,500 people in employment, in direct and indirect employment. And this obviously excludes the people that we employ indirectly in the logistics sector, in the hospitality sector, the distributors that we are working with, and those that they employ. So we've come into the market, and most definitely we are leaving a lasting economic impact.
All right, so then the brand, the strength of a warrior, is your tag. What's the heart of this strength of a warrior? What are you warring against?
Yeah, you can clearly see the smile on my face because this is our mantra. We all know the Karamoja people. They are very strong. They're very resilient. When they put themselves to task to do something, they fulfill it. And so this is the spirit we embody as Yaobai cement. That bag of cement that you're buying is one that is going to be reliable, is one that is going to fulfill exactly what you want it to fulfill in terms of quality, in terms of setting. It is going to be resilient, and it's going to endure. You mentioned something that we used to say when we were young. Are you waiting for Karamoja to develop? Well, I'm here to say that Karamoja has developed and has brought a cement that we all should be proud of.
What measures have you put in place to ensure that every bag of cement that is coming out of Yaobai cement is actually quality? Because quality has been one of those issues on the market right now. Yeah. People will give us the product, but the quality will lead to our buildings cracking and not holding just within even a year nowadays.
It's one of the gaps.
Quality assurance.
Yeah, it's one of the gaps that we identified even before we came into the market. Quite a number of contractors and engineers complain that the cement that they are using is not the same. You know, they start with a bag of cement, they do the tests, they do the the concrete mix designs, and then later on, when they use that same cement, it probably fails them. So what we did as a company is we came in and first established the clinker line. Clinker is the biggest raw material in cement, over 85% of cement. So if you manufacture this product, if you manufacture the biggest raw material, then you have quality assurance. So the quality assurance begins from there, manufacturing this raw material. And then once we bring it to Wuyikwe, we have invested in state-of-the-art technology that monitors every process, every stage in the production process, right from the chemistry, going all the way to even how we dispatch this cement. All of that is a result of the massive investment that has been made. Okay. We are certified by UNBS, which means UNBS came, visited our facilities, tested our product, and they saw that it is up to very good quality. And if you check our socials, if you get onto X, if you get onto TikTok, if you get onto Instagram, you'll notice that there are customers, engineers that have already started using the product, and they are commenting that the quality is really good.
Okay, all right. So I believe that they have answered to you the question of why you should be confident in their product, because the biggest element in any cement product is the clinker element. And if you have it manufactured here, you have the chain for it, then surely there should be confidence that the cement will always constantly be on the right standard and, of course, be able to serve you better, strengthening your homes as well as your construction. Now, the understanding of the investment in this project, it has created more than the 1,500 jobs that you've talked about, direct and indirect. What are the opportunities has your company actually put on board for people to uptake?
Thank you. We are looking for partnerships. Obviously, the primary partner is our distributor. If you're a retailer out there, if you're a wholesaler out there, we are willing to partner with you. We launched our cement on the 15th of May last month, but before we launched that, we had already established partnerships with different distributors to make sure that our cement is available countrywide. And by the way, if you do not see a Yaobai cement in any retail shop or wholesale shop, please call our toll-free number 0800 308 308. And please lodge that complaint so that we can get that cement to a hardware shop near you. But we are also partnering with the different bodies, the body that brings together engineers, the body that brings together real estate developers, And we would like them to test our cement and to use it on these big infrastructure developments. We want to be part of what's going on in the country. So we are looking forward to very, very many partnerships, not just with the distributors, but even with all the engineers, the masons. We have something for you, getting down there at the construction sites and training you on how to use our product. We have all of that in the pipeline, and I'm very sure, Priscilla, that once we create these partnerships, eventually they will realize that Yaobai cement is the cement of choice.
Okay, me, I will partner to just come to Karamoja and see this clinker for myself and how it's actually extracted from a natural mineral into a resource that we see Yaobai. Now, someone's asking, Yaobai, is it Japanese? Is it Chinese? What is Yaobai? What does it mean?
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're not mentioning it as Yaobai or Yaobai because most people have to be corrected. That A is silent in Chinese, so despite the fact that it is spelled Yaobai, the first A is silent, so it's Yaobai. Yaobai is actually comes from a tree in China, a cypress tree that whose leaves are green all year round. And it also exists on a mountain that's called Yaobai. And the significance here is that the product of cement that you're receiving is one that is not going to change. The quality that you are going to have in that product today is going to be the quality you will have in a year or 2 years to come. So by us, getting that name and putting it on this cement, we basically are telling our customers that we are going to be serving you year in, year out. We are going to be reliable, and we are going to make sure that this cement fulfills exactly what you want it to fulfill. Our other mantra is Chiba Chigwa. Yaobai cement gets the job done.
Okay, well, that's a good encouragement because so many companies come on board and then a few months or years down the road, they cannot keep up with the supply to the market, and yet you've created the demand and the hunger for the product. Now, looking forward, in the long-term vision of this strong tree that supplies all year round, Yaobai cement Karamoja, what are the long-term plans? What's the long-term vision? Because I believe now you have an element that you can use to actually not only service Uganda, service East Africa, and maybe the other cement companies across the continent.
Yeah, so we have started with basically cement production in Buikwe, in Injeru. That is where we are doing the cement production, but we are already working on increasing that capacity. So in Moroto, we are going to also be having a cement production line there. And then we also started with a clinker line that's producing about 6,000 tons daily. And we want to double this capacity. We are also already working on extending that production capacity of clinker to about 12,000 tons per day. And Priscilla, what we want to do with this is basically not just serve the Ugandan market or the Ugandan community, but change the story. If we've been importing clinker, why shouldn't we export it? It will be the first time that we'll be doing it as a country. So this is what we are looking at, and we are also looking at obviously exporting cement to all East African countries or communities. And so yeah, we are looking also at adding value to our cement, coming to the market and probably giving you, our dear customers and home builders, precast products, ready mix. These are all things that we are putting in the pipeline.
Marvin, akatale keka, price tag is a very big decision for Ugandans when they're making decisions on which cement to buy. How fair is your price tag?
Our price tag is really fair. If I told you to compare the quality that you're receiving in that bag, it is really fair. And I can tell you, when you get into the market, you'll find a very affordable price. That price speaks, first of all, to the quality, but then also to the ambition that we have as a business to make sure that this cement can go across the country. Try it. Do not take my word for it. And I'm very sure that you'll find the quality very, very exceptional. So you buy, Yaobai.
All right, akatale keka. Your closing remarks.
Yes, I would like to thank all the engineers, all the individual home builders, all our distributors, all our retailers and wholesalers that have bought this product, that have already tried it, and that have given us very good reviews on its quality. And I would like to speak to you out there who is looking at building a home, who is looking at putting up an investment. Maybe you would like to build a commercial building. Yaobai Cement has come to solve your need, to meet your need. With quality assurance and with the fact that we are not so far from the central market. We are the closest production plant to the central market, 98 kilometers. Our cement can get to this market much quicker than any other cement. So partner with us, and we are very sure that with this cement, kijja kuba kiggwa.
Okay. Yaobai Cement, the strength of a warrior, available on the market for your consumption today, so that you can have strength and resilience for your construction, be it for personal purposes or for business purposes, for industrial purposes. Yaobai Cement, Karamoja has got you covered. Now, Marvin Naudo, thank you so much for sitting down with us, Marketing and Performance Manager for this company. And this gives us really a picture into the company's vision and commitment to the nation and the Ugandan market by and large. We've been able to look into them supporting construction, them supporting by creating jobs for people in Karamoja, in Moroto, and in the other plants that they have across the country. That's directly, but then there's also the indirect support and opportunities that are being opened up by them coming into the market and contributing to Uganda's industrial growth agenda. And so to our viewers, whether you're building that home, whether you're running a business or working in construction, this is definitely a very interesting story that you need to be part of, because Karamoja has finally developed. We'll be back.